Have you ever had one of those days where everything was going just fine until that guy showed up? You know the type I'm talking about. The kind of person who walks through life like the rules don't apply to them. The kind who looks at elderly folks waiting their turn and just doesn't care. Well, today's story is about one of those guys. And let me tell you, by the time I was done with him, his weekend camping trip turned into a cold, miserable disaster. This is a story of how a single can of butane gas became my weapon of choice in the most satisfying act of petty revenge I've ever pulled off. Now, before we dive in, if you've ever been in a situation where someone treated you or others with complete disrespect, if you've ever fantasized about serving up some instant karma, then do me a favor. Hit that like button right now. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get into one of the most deliciously petty revenge stories you'll hear all week. It was a typical Tuesday evening at my local grocery store. You know the scene. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. The smell of disinfectant mixed with that weird grocery store bakery scent. The quiet murmur of people going about their business. I was standing in the regular checkout line, half zoned out, mentally planning what I was going to make for dinner that night. Right next to me was a priority lane. You know, the one reserved for seniors, people with disabilities, and others who might need a little extra consideration. There were a couple of elderly folks sitting on those plastic benches stores provide for people who need to wait while standing in line. Everything was calm. Everything was orderly. Then he arrived. This guy was the picture of entitled confidence. Mid-30s, dressed head to toe in expensive outdoor gear. The kind of person who clearly spent more on his hiking boots than I spent on my car payment. His designer sunglasses were perched on his head like some kind of crown, and he had that smug, self-satisfied look of someone who's never been told no in his life. Without so much as a glance at the seniors patiently waiting their turn, he pushed his cart right in front of them and started unloading his items onto the conveyor belt. Now, I'm not usually the confrontational type, but something about the sheer audacity of this move made my blood pressure spike. I cleared my throat and said, as politely as I could manage, "Hey, they're already in line." This guy didn't even turn his head, just shrugged and said, in the most dismissive tone imaginable, "I don't see them standing in line, though." Like the designated seating area was invisible, like these actual human beings were invisible. I saw the seniors exchange uncomfortable looks. One of them started to say something, then thought better of it. They clearly didn't want to make a scene, so I bit my tongue. But inside, inside I was absolutely seething. Now, I could have let it go. Maybe I should have. But there was something about that smug smirk he gave as he turned back to his phone call that just stuck with me. So I watched him, and as I did, I started noticing what was in his cart. There was a high-end sleeping bag, a package of marshmallows, several packs of instant noodles, a portable camping stove, and then I saw it, one single can of butane fuel. Now, I'm not exactly Bear Grylls, but even I know this much. No butane means no working stove. No working stove means no hot food. No coffee. Nothing but cold, sad instant noodles and the crushing disappointment of a ruined camping trip. And that's when the beautiful, petty idea formed in my mind. The guy was completely distracted, loudly talking on his phone about his epic weekend plans with his equally obnoxious-sounding friends. I saw my moment. In one smooth motion, I casually leaned over like I was adjusting something in my own cart. My fingers found the cold metal cylinder of the butane can. A quick, practice slide, and suddenly it was nestled safely among my own groceries. Not a single head turned. No alarm sounded. He didn't even blink. The best part? The absolute chef's kiss of this whole situation? He checked out completely unaware. Paid for all his gear. Walked out the automatic doors without a care in the world. Never suspecting that the most crucial item for his trip was now in my possession. And me? I paid for all my groceries, including his butane, with the biggest, most satisfied smile on my face. Because here's the thing about revenge. The longer the delay between the act and the consequences, the sweeter it is. Now, picture this. Somewhere in the woods, probably at some exclusive campsite he wouldn't shut up about, our entitled friend is setting up for the night. He's bragging to his buddies about how he totally scored the best gear. He's probably making some smug comment about how efficient he is at packing. Sun's going down. Temperature's dropping. Everyone's getting hungry. He pulls out that fancy portable stove, sets it up just right, goes to attach the fuel canister. Wait, where is it? He checks his bags again. And again. His friends start asking what's taking so long. The realization dawns slowly at first. Then all at once, there's no butane, no way to cook, no hot food, no coffee to warm them up in the morning. Just cold, crunchy instant noodles and a long, miserable night ahead. Was what I did petty? Oh, absolutely. Was it disproportionate to crime? Maybe, but was it deserved? Let me put it this way. If karma had a frequent flyer program, this guy just earned enough miles for a first-class ticket. Sometimes the universe needs a little nudge to balance the scales. And that day, I was happy to be the one giving it a push. So now I want to hear from you. What's the most satisfying act of revenge you've ever witnessed or been part of? Drop your stories in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this story gave you that warm, fuzzy feeling of justice served, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss one of our delicious revenge stories. Because trust me, we've got plenty more where this came from.